What is going on, guys? Sid here with another installment of some Tekken 8 gameplay footage. And guys, in today's video, we've got none other than a decked out traditional Devil May Cry Dante. And on the left-hand side of the screen, you guys saw a cameo appearance of my Waluigi, guys. So obviously, it goes without saying, my Tekken 8 is, in terms of like creative character customizations, we've got nods all across the board to every single comic you can imagine, right? I wanna over the course of the Tekken 8 cycles, I'm going to slowly be unveiling them, and plus the ones that I've got in the back burner. I have like a whole little, you know, like notepad filled with who I want to add, how I want to add them. They're all hybrids, of course, right? So it's a Dante Hwoarang hybrid and a Law Waluigi hybrid, right? So in today's video, instead of featuring, you know, like a win streak long format video or, you know, like a one perfect match setup, we've got the more traditional 3-match setup, right? So it doesn't bore you guys to death. It's a 24-minute and 32-second runtime video, guys. So absolutely, you're going to love the fights that you see on the screen. I could have brought you more fights, right? I could have brought you like a 6 to 8 fight, but guys, the matchmaking right now, it's crazy, right? You are only matchmaking against the pros at this level, right? At this stage in the Tekken 8 journey, what is happening is that you're seeing the same thing happen in FIFA, in the EA FC 24 universe, the FIFA universe, and in every competitive arena, esports arena or sports arena, right? The distinguishment doesn't need to be said, but yeah, I think you guys get the point, right? After the 6-month mark, right? We're a little well after the 6-month mark. After that mark, after you pass that initial phase, right, probably like 6 months, people get tired, they drop off like crazy, and all you're left with are the pros, right? All you're left with that usually play one single game, or, you know, like very few, probably like 3 to 4, right, are the pros, right? Because remember, any competitive game format that you play is essentially a language that you're learning, right? Or multiple languages, right? Stacked within, right? A game format, right? So essentially, there's only so much time on someone's hand and so much energy, right, on someone's hands, right? So what you're seeing here is like the best of the best, the cream of the crop, right? Who's left in Tekken 8, and it's usually the best versions of the best usages of every single character, right? So that goes without saying for the people in the fighting game community. You guys already know that across the board in any online competitive arena, you're gonna a lot of people are gonna know that, right? It's gonna be like second nature to them, but you know, sometimes you just need to hammer home the point to some of the people that are not acclimated to that level of gameplay, right? So with that being said, we've got some really good Feng players that have absolutely demolished me in the past, right? So when I came up against Moon today, right, I think I faced him before, or I can't really recall. No, this may be the first time facing username Moon, right? But I faced someone with a similar like small like short username, right? And they they were using Feng, and it kind of left. Or maybe I faced them before. I can't even remember anymore, right? It's so long ago, right? But facing a Feng player, right? I faced a Feng player in the past, and guys, like actually a couple well-fed players, right? And I don't know how to say this. Absolutely epic losses were handed to me, right? And I kind of went into this match, guns blazing with the same approach that I did with the God of Destruction player that I beat a couple videos ago. But obviously, the God of Destruction player absolutely handed it to me shortly after. But I don't want to play at that level, right? Is what I'm trying to tell you guys. But unfortunately, I was forced to play at that level for these matches, right? So it's one of those things where I don't want to play super serious, hyper competitive Tekken, but unfortunately, I have to. And it like what I'm trying to say. Long story short, there was this Feng player that absolutely gave me like that gave me like Vietnam flashbacks. So today I went I went guns blazing on this Feng player, right? So obviously it's a Fujin off, right? A Fujin fight off, right? That you see on the screen. Unfortunately, you guys did not get to see me rank up to Fujin. And I kind of like omitted it because it ended up being against someone that the match was a little too one-sided in my favor, right? So I didn't want to just showcase that. It was just absolutely, it felt like a mismatch, right? Probably someone that was trying out, like the Tekken Prowess level was there on the screen, but it seemed like they were trying out a new character, right? A new character model for the first time, and I didn't want to feature that, right? Partially because it took away the glory, like, of ranking up, right? Even though we weren't intending on playing serious Tekken when we started in the Tekken 8 universe. Started back in the Tekken universe, right? So, yeah, and this could be titled a one perfect match, like archetype, right? Simply because of Trust Olive, right? Who is my second, who is the second user that I came up against today, and an absolutely brilliant Azucena player. And so, there's been an Azucena, a high-ranking Tekken Pro player with Azucena that absolutely annihilated me. There's been a couple of Feng players that have absolutely hit perfects on me, which just kind of like scarred me for life, right? I'm just kidding, but I think you guys get my point, right? I'm trying to showcase like Dante's like ability with my Hwoarang, and I can't get it going, right? Because some of the players in the community are just absolutely handing it to me. So what I'm trying to say is hats off, right? So we are in the second, we're going up against the second user now, right? And we're 7 minutes into the video of a 24-minute second video, right? So guys, I wanted to bring you guys a win streak. I wanted to bring you guys some custom gameplay footage, right? Obviously, I'm not playing at a God of Destruction level. I don't intend to. I want to keep the fun factor alive. I don't want to be hyper competitive, right? But unfortunately, what you're gonna see here is me just, you know, like actually breaking the sweat. And partially because it's like 90-something degrees where I'm at, right? But yeah, breaking a sweat in Tekken is crazy, right? Because the heart rate's going absolutely insane. And I think I warmed up earlier today, and I think for the past week, from the last video to now, I've just been sucking in Tekken. Like, just literally sucking in Tekken, right? So, this Storm hybrid is just absolutely cool, right? It's really cool to see all of the customizable characters, right? And the Storm Azucena hybrid is kind of pretty dope, right? Marvel Universe, Waluigi, the Capcom Universe, the Tekken Universe, right? So we've got 3 universes simultaneously, right? And it's just absolutely epic, right? And yeah, absolutely just shut me down right there. So a Fujin, a Battle Ruler, right? These titles don't really matter as much, at least to me, right? Because a lot of these Tekken players, they know how to fly under the radar, right? They play with multiple players. Usually they're playing with their secondary characters, their third character, their fourth character, right? And their rankings are gonna fool you, right? From time to time, their rankings are gonna fool you. And then when you go on the screen, right? When you're not really paying attention, right? And you see there's a huge mismatch between, right, the titles that they have in the Tekken Universe versus the Tekken Pro up top, right? You're just gonna be like, that disconnect should trigger you that you should be, you know, like taking the match much more seriously than you are, right? That's if you are playing competitively, right? So technically every match is competitive, right? But that little grace window that you give, like, or just like lowering the tempo, right? Just to like chill and play at casual levels, right? It kind of disappears when you're playing against a lot of these guys now, right? Because the matchmaking is just so high ranked, right? All you're playing against are like God of Destruction players. You're playing against right? You're playing against the best of the best, the cream of the crop, right? And from what I understand, right? Pretty much after Fujin, right? From Fujin on, right? It's very hard. It's just you know anyone, right? The distinguishing factors between players is just who you come up against, the time of day you come up against them, And obviously, it's, you know, just the things that you normally notice in the competitive universe, right, in the community. It's going to be a lot of players, right? Once you hit a certain point in terms of like matchmaking, what you do end up seeing a lot of, and I don't like it, but I understand it, right? We've touched upon it in previous videos, and it's one of the more sour spots, right? So okay, so if you're playing like fun factor based Tekken, right, you're giving grace to your opponent and just trying out new moves and, you know, just shooting the breeze with them. Sometimes some of them get like an early win, right, and they just like leave, right? They don't give you the chance to like redeem yourself or like learn their combos, right? Which is the smarter move, right? So you don't fall into you don't learn their patterns, right? That's the thing, right? Once they engage once, they win once, then they leave, right? That way someone doesn't learn their patterns, right? So they guard their patterns, right? A lot of the pro players, they guard their patterns, right? In a competitive sense, right? So this is what I'm talking about. And that was just an aside, right? They guard their patterns well, right? And that's why they do that single match win and then they leave, right? They don't want to do best of 3, right? And then now we're facing off against Crocodile. Now the thing about this, right, is that I suck against Leroy players, right? I don't know Leroy enough, right? I tried using him in Tekken, right? I believe I made a Shona version of him, and that version of Leroy doesn't look good, right? I tried my best to like make him like very similar to the Last Dragon, right? I said I was gonna do that in the previous video, but it ended up just looking like it looks sad, right? So we're featuring Leroy, right? I think there's probably 4 matches in this video. I wanted to do 3, but I think I've got to correct myself. I think we've got to do 4 in this video, which is not bad, right? Which is absolutely epic, right? But yeah, Crocodile was a player I was talking about when I was like alluding to how players can fly under the radar in terms of like hiding their abilities. Now, this is a high-ranking Tekken player, right? And you're gonna look at the Tekken Pros and you're gonna know it's a high-ranking player. But he's distributing his energy most likely, or he's on a losing streak, right? Most likely he's distributing his energy across learning a whole bunch of different characters and ranking them all up, right? Or he's just going on a losing he's not faring too well at the current moment in time, right? That happens to all of us. Guys, I'm not joking. From the last video, from the time I produced the last video to now, I have just, I have been having like some really bad days in Tekken, right? And that's gonna happen, right? So what I'm trying to tell you guys is that like pretty much after you beat a God of Destruction player, after you go on your win streak, after you do all that good stuff, right? Unless you're gonna like learn another character, right? Learn more of the downloadable characters, right? Or you know what I mean? Like, or create new characters, or just find ways to keep the game alive. It might be time to give that game a break and then jump into the next game, right? So I've got a couple well choices, right? Where we off ramp from Tekken 8 for now, right? We take a little break from Tekken 8 because it is past a little past it, right? So give some breathing room, right, on the channel. So I'm like thinking now, do we finish up because when Tekken 8 dropped, we were in the middle of the Metal Gear Solid, right? Replays, right? And we've still got Metal Gear Solid 1 to get done on the channel. We've either got that to do, we can either start some spooky season special stuff, some Halloween/fall-esque stuff, because this weather's killing me. It's August soon, and is it? Round 1. It's August 1st. It's August 1st. Oh, wow. Nearly messed that up. But in any case, yeah, it's the beginning of August, right? And I didn't even pay attention to the date. But yeah, I thought it was the last day in July. But yeah. Now that it's officially August in this video, right? So in any case, guys, I think you get what I'm saying, right? Time for the Halloween prep, switch gears, right? Get some horror games onto the channel. I've seen a couple good ones. So what I think we're gonna do is we're gonna finish off with Metal Gear Solid, right, on the channel, right? We've got Metal Gear Solid 1 to finish off, right, which is a horror-esque, has horror-esque vibes written all over it, right? The first one, absolute one of the best games ever made, right? And then maybe we get to Resident Evil, or we get to some of these new, more casual horror games. And I've got like 1 or 2 games that I want to feature. Maybe I'm thinking about it, right? More casual-based games. And then last night, guys, gals, everyone, last night I started Castlevania. Again, the first Castlevania, alright? And it's just knockbacks galore, right? Anyone who's ever played a Castlevania game knows about knockbacks. And every time I get up to like the 15-minute mark in Castlevania, I just want to just like play the controller, right? So we're 5 wins in, right? 5 wins. Right? We got a little winning going on here. I didn't expect. This video's surprising me. I didn't even realize I got up to 5 wins. I wasn't paying attention to the lower right hand of the screen, as you can see, right? That's the vibe I'm giving off right now, right? I'm just not even paying attention to what I'm doing anymore, apparently. But guys, which is absolutely good times, right? You guys get to see it firsthand, right? So basically, that's how you really do want to play. That's how you're going to enjoy yourself when you play games like this, right? That's the good thing about playing games like this. So Crocodile, I did not expect Crocodile to hand me my behind, right? And that's what I mean when I say some players can fly under the radar, right? That Tekken Pro is that disconnect, right? Tenryu, right? Playing at such a high level with Leroy, right? But you know, it's a Tenryu, right? Tenryu isn't really like Fujin is like the lowest of pro level, right? Apparently, right? Like in the community, it's like an unwritten like identifier, right? That it's food. Everyone gets food, gets up to Fujin and then they leave, and then the people who take it super seriously, they go all the they stick it all the way through. Get the God of Destruction title, like just to have it, right? I think beating a God of Destruction player is good enough for me, at least in terms of like role setting, because we wanted to just we wanted to feature with the match setups, right? Fun setups, right? Where we have different character models, right? Embedded into, right? We make the game our own, right? We customize the game to the best of our ability. I've still got to do a whole bunch of DLC videos, right? Still didn't get Lydia, right? I've got a whole bunch of things that I've got to do in the Tekken Universe. Haven't gotten around to it, but I did get around to it. Characters, right? So absolutely epic. I did get up to Fujin, right? In terms of titling, right? But I wasn't playing as that serious to get up to Fujin until now, right? Unfortunately, I don't want to be. I don't want to go this crazy in the Tekken. There's enough years of just going like pro level, right, elite level, that I recognize elite level playing, but I don't want to just, you know, I want to just chill. I want to like give like little spurts of like pro level and elite level playing, right? I don't want to, you know, like, have that be the end all be all of my channel, right? You want to just have a fun factor environment on your channel, right? You want to, you know, like some semblance of, are you having fun, or are you just treating it like work? Right? Like to just be like high level 24/7, and just your output, that type of output burns you out, right? Regardless of it not appearing that way, right? It's because you're actually like I said this in the previous video, you're processing information, right? And you're outputting information at such high levels, right? That at such a high tempo, right? And it does wear on you. It really does wear on you. Any other elite level gamer will make that be known, right? And for the people that are in the know, there's a reason why I got accepted into the Olympic committee, accepted by the Olympic committee, right? Because it really is a sport, right? And the rankings do mean something, right? It's for your energy. So in any case, this was like the best match of the game, right? And it was the match that absolutely just absolutely just annihilated the hell out of me. So, username Apples. I faced this user before. I believe they were using Xiao Yu before. and whooped me the last time, and this was kind of like a rematch, right? And this was the person that I believe I don't think I featured them on the channel before, but I think I faced this user during my warm-up phase, right? Like last week or maybe 2 weeks ago, and the way they used Zhao Yu, right, was just so freaking dope, right? And I was just like, wow, a Zhao Yu player just absolutely just, you know, like handing it. And there's the perfect example, right? Because there's a perfect, right? And it really does catch you off guard, right? Because Zhao Yu is already an odd character to use in this game, right? In terms of movement, right? Movements aren't like for Zhao Yu, it's just always awkward. For me, at least, to look at it on screen. But when you see a really high-ranking person use Zhao Yu well, they do exactly what you see there, right? And it really does catch you off guard. It really does catch you off guard because they know how to contextually use the moves directly in the game in a fighting sense, right? Like all of the extravagant moves, right? All of the moves that look like they don't absolutely do anything, right? But in the sense of Apple using Zhao Yu, they knew how to absolutely hand me my behind, right? So hats off to Apple's username Apple's. Hats off to a lot of the players that I faced today, right? Just absolutely gave me a run for my money. Absolutely just, you know, like this, I was like game. Like after I got beat so badly, right? Like getting a perfect handed to you is like an experience, right? Once a player does that to you, right? It really does indicate that you've got to level up. You've really got to level up in a sense, right? Like, and right there, I was able to corner Zhao Yu, right? Like right there, and it's a perfect cornering, right? Nowhere to go, right? And it just looks cool on the screen, right? You see that, and yeah. So, what else can I say, right? So yeah, I really want to see if we can actually beat a Castlevania for the first time in my existence, right? Because all Castlevania games have ever done to me has just like demoralized the crap out of me, right? So that's where I am pertaining to, because I was a child playing Castlevania games, right? And those are like always the ultra hard games, right? And I always used to like get super intimidated by them, right? Especially with the knockbacks. Everyone knows about the knockbacks. I played it last night, and every time I got up to like the 10 to 15 minute mark, I just wanted to smash the controller. I really did just want to smash the controller. So I came back full force against Apples, right? Had to really gather my senses. Like, I had to catch myself really fast, right? Because after getting like tripled like that by a Raijin, right? By an absolutely epic Raijin player, right? With Zhao Yu, right? It's just like, okay, you better learn to block extremely fast, right? So it's adapting on the fly. Because I haven't faced too many high-ranking Zhao Yu players that I've acclimated to when to block which direction you're in, right? To stop their flow, right? And to punish them correctly. Well, this is like learning on the fly. So essentially what you're seeing is this could very well be a one-person match for any of the players, right? We're probably going to title it a one-person match video, right? Even though it's really not. It's just an absolutely epic video. So, guys, we are coming to the end of this video, right? We're 2 wins in, and yeah, I think I've gotten a nice little redemption, right, against a Zhao Yu player, right? So, guys, across the end of this video, peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. Hopefully, you guys are gonna start August flying colors, right? Yeah, epic and good times for you. It's epic and good times over here. Peace, love, all the blessings to you and yours. Cheers, Sid, out.